Hey, so I have in my hand, I'm going to try to put this close to the camera and see if the camera will focus on it without focusing on my face. No, it's not. I'm not going to be able to do this. But I have this. Come on, camera. No, I can't do it. I have a brand new 20 peso coin that was given to me in change just the other day. It's beautiful and shiny, and I thought I would show it to you. But that's it. I can't get it to focus, and I don't think I should photograph it because of that. I understand that's not legal to photograph currency and then put it online, but it is a new coin that you can get out there. It can be easily mistaken by the 10 peso coin, but what do I know? All I know is today is Wednesday. It is May 24th, and this is Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live from Facebook, where we look for interesting things to share with folks out there, whether it is news or recommendations or this, that, and the other. We are always happy to be here. When I say news, of course, put your hand directly behind the coin. I didn't try that. Let's see. There it is. Thank you for the suggestion. Yes, that's it. Oh my God, my nails are filthy. Never mind. I'm not doing this anymore. Hello, everyone. This is Coffee. Ooh, filthy nails. This is Coffee and Headlines. This is Wednesday. And here we are showing dirty nails and out of focus coins. Doesn't get better than that. As always, we welcome everyone watching, and we welcome those of you that are watching live for the first time. If that is your case, feel free to let us know by writing the word new in your comment, and we'll give you a nice little welcome. If you have something really important that you wish to share, feel free to add a capital letter Q, just as Albert has done here. Hey, he says, I watched one of Paco's music lectures last night, and it was amazing. Any of you who haven't done that yet need to. I learned more in 20 minutes than I thought possible. That is so sweet, Albert. What Albert watched was something that I cropped out of a broadcast that we put together a couple of years ago, and it had something to do with a song by Manuel M. Ponce, which became an international hit in the hands of Joshua Heifetz, the late famous violinist who found himself in Mexico City one day figuring out, what am I going to play for an encore? And he heard the song and he loved it, and he adapted it himself, and it became an international sensation. So it was not so much a lecture, but it is one of those things that I like to do when I get an earworm. And I have a bad earworm today, so I may actually do a brand new one of those tomorrow. And the short of it, Bill Abbott, I sent you a message. Please take a look at your chat because I'm waiting for a reply. And Bill says the shape of the 20 peso coin is not round, so those of us who can't see small print can't tell the difference. This is true. It's got pointy edges, so it is a good thing. Anyhow, thank you for the comment about the music. It is much appreciated. If you have anything else that is really important, please add a capital letter Q. And just as Charles has done here, we will take a look at this later on today during the comments section. But thank you for adding the Qs. It helps me tell the difference between comments that you share among yourselves and comments that you wish to share with me. Let us get into the news because we have a few interesting things to talk about. Probably the most important one being the visit to Puerto Vallarta of writer, journalist, and researcher Beatriz Gutiérrez Müller. She was here in town yesterday to participate in a public event at the Malecón called Fandango por la Lectura, or Reading Fandango. The event is part of the federal government's national reading strategy, in which literary creation is celebrated along with sparking interest in reading. The last time she was in town was in August of 2021, when her husband, Mexico President Andrés Manuel López Obrador, was visiting. The event was highly covered in local, state, and national media, and we're happy for that. And in case you're wondering, in spite of her being the wife of the President of Mexico, she has rejected the title of First Lady of Mexico for being a role with no concrete functions or responsibilities. Moving right along, SEAPAL is once again announcing water shortages today in Colonias Versalles, Díaz Ordaz, and La Avena, due to upgrades in the city's water line. Service should be reestablished by 4 p.m. this afternoon. And maybe this is why the question came up about Mexican wines. Can the best white wine in the world be from Mexico? A white blend of Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, and Palomino called Sensontle from a winery in Baja California called El Empecinado has just won the Grand Gold Medal at the international revelation white wine at the Brussels World Concours. Considered the United Nations of white wines and as described in their website, the Concours Mondial de Bruxelles is a global benchmark for wine competition. Its independence, stringent standards, and tasting procedures often offer reassurance for consumers, enabling them to buy medal-winning wines with complete confidence. The Sensontle wine is the only Mexican wine featured in the 2023 results, which I'll share in the show notes. And for those of you who don't think much about Mexican wines, tómala. And speaking of tómala, this is great news. Roxana Ruiz, the young Mexican woman who was sentenced to jail for killing her rapist in self-defense, has been absolved after the attorney's office for the state of Mexico determined that she acted in legitimate defense back in 2021 when the incident took place. Ruiz has stated that while she is grateful for the absolution, she continues to fear for her life, as there are people out there that don't think much about supporting rapists and do not realize that women do not ask to be raped. We covered this bit of news a couple of days ago because it had shattered the opinion of a lot of people in Mexico. So I'm really glad that the outcome has changed for her. And now let's take a quick look at the weather just to see what's going on out there. Let me put it up on my screen just to see what snarky weather is up to this morning. I felt a great disturbance in the force, as if millions of Netflix accounts suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly canceled. And I know exactly where that is coming from, and we'll talk about it in a second. But first, it is 30 degrees out there. Humidity is low, 44%, not bad. And our Fahrenheit temperature is 86 degrees. The forecast for today says mostly cloudy skies through the day with a high of 32 and a low of 20. Tomorrow, Thursday, it will be a humid day with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 32 and a low of 20. And Friday, we will wrap up the week with partly cloudy skies in the morning with clear skies in the afternoon, a high of 32 and a low of 20. So we don't know if the cry of Netflix that Snarky Weather is talking about is related to this one. But I will tell you this: if you have a Mexican Netflix account that you share with friends or family, you won't be able to continue enjoying this very common practice unless you are willing to pay. And if you will be traveling and wish to enjoy your account elsewhere while you are away from your usual location, you will have to request a pass from the streaming company, or you can save all this trouble by paying an additional 69 pesos per month for any family or friend that you include in your plan. And I've read this in a number of places, but apparently it is actually happening. The least expensive vehicle in the world is coming to a Costco or Sam's near you, or at least here in Mexico. It is known as the Changli S1 Pro, and this is an electric vehicle of Chinese manufacture that weighs 323 kilos, can go as fast as 35 kilometers per hour, has a 7-hour charge, and is 2.5 meters long, and it is expected to retail in Mexico for 20,389 pesos. And you assemble it yourself, apparently. It comes in a box. The question is it built for Puerto Vallarta? I've already seen it listed in Mexico's Mercado Libre, so we will see it out and about sometime in the near future, I suppose. Now, we're constantly amused by this apparent love affair going on between Mexico and the Guinness World Records. We recently reported of the latest accomplishment from Guadalajara for the largest marshmallow in the world, but this is far from being the only record established in the state of Jalisco. Informador reports of others, including the largest math class on YouTube, which was watched by 213,586 people at the same time in 2020. The largest tequila tasting in the world with 1,486 participants from 2019. The largest folk dance in the world, in which 882 dancers danced to the Jarabe Tapatío for 7 minutes nonstop in 2019. And the largest tequila exhibition with 1,733 tequila bottles in 2019. And there are other records out there that I'm not even going to get into, but there you have it. It's happening. And in case you're watching the soap opera that is unfolding in Mexico about Ana Guevara's statements about the artistic swimming team that won in Egypt, a team from Mexico. Ana Guevara is the director of Mexico Sports Commission, which apparently did not support them financially, but Ana Guevara, who heads the commission, said some really nasty things in a public statement that put everybody at odds. Something to the effect that the competitors were receiving scholarships, and for all she cares, they could go back to selling Tupperware and swimsuits. And this got some people very, very angry. So things just got uglier for her as somebody put a petition online that was looking for 5,000 signatures to remove her from her post. And they have not only accomplished 5,000 signatures, right now they are going over 34,000. Now, do Mexican politicians get removed just like that? I don't know. And is this related or not? I don't know either. But Mexican Olympian diver Diego Valleza has just opened an OnlyFans account due to the fact that the Sports Commission also stopped his scholarship. We don't know the details, but we see an increasing number of sporting figures opening OnlyFans accounts just to be able to support their own personal and professional projects. And this is the news for today. Luna and I have considered OnlyFans, but we've realized we're both a little bit too round. That's for sure. Anyhow, let us take a quick look at what you're up to this morning. Aside from your beautiful good mornings, which I love. And again, Albert, thank you very much for your remark about my music endeavors. For those of you that don't know, I have just brought back to life my music specific Facebook page, which I will probably add to the show notes as a regular feature on each one of the pages, so you can find it easily. Let's see what else we have. Oh, good question. Liz asks, does that mean that paper 20 peso bills are being withdrawn? You know, now that you mention it, Liz, I think they are, because when we read about it, I remember making the remark that it's going to get less expensive to tip male strippers now that the 20 peso bill is going away. Yes, boom, boom. So I think that 20 peso bills may be going away. I'm not entirely sure. Now we are going to pay more attention to this from Charles. I have been tasting Mexican wines, and so far I enjoy Casa Madero's wines the most, the Chardonnay 2B and 3B. What is your and the cluster's favorite Mexican wines? I have a soft spot for Montechanique's, is it Leonardo that it's called? I think it is called Leonardo. And you can find it at Costco. It's close to 1,000 pesos, so it's not an inexpensive wine, but it is quite delicious. And there are others out there, but I wonder if anybody out and about is trying Mexican wines. Let's see. Here's another cue. Thank you very much. Mark says, just got back from Pam Thompson's end of life seminar. Not a lot of laughs, but very important information for those of us who live here and are of an age, if you know what I mean. I hear you, Mark. I hear you very much. And it's interesting because we recently raised the question of, what are the kinds of words of advice that we can offer to people relocating to Puerto Vallarta. And a lot of people talked about things like, getting your immigration paperwork done ahead of time and so forth and so on. But, I also read of someone passing recently in town, and, there's so much that we take for granted when it comes to leaving paperwork in order for people to be able to, access your computer, access your records, this, that, and the other. So I don't know exactly what Pam Thompson talked about, but yes, it is really important to keep these things in mind. Thank you for bringing it up. Let's see. Oh, I am going to politely disagree with this, John. I love Mexican wines, but hard to find in Puerto Vallarta and in general in Mexico. I find Mexican wines at stores everywhere. I mean, if you're thinking about finding them in restaurant menus, that may be the case with some restaurants. But if you want to find good Mexican wines, all you have to do is go to a local store. Most local wine stores that I've been to have Mexican wine sections, so I don't understand why you're having a difficult time finding them, and I hope that that is not the case. Let's see what else we have. Cute. Please don't whine over wine. I got it. Is that Chinese car safe for accidents? Who knows? It's just a matter of trying it. Is any car safe for accidents, for that matter, Angelica? I don't think there is such a thing. Let's see what else we have. John gets snarky, says OnlyFans, might have to check that out. That's the app to show you how to crochet right. I don't understand that. Maybe that's supposed to be funny. I just didn't get it, but that's okay. Let's see what else we have. Thank you for that, Catherine. Santo Tomas is another good Mexico winery. and that is that is true. I've tried some of their wines; they're very good. What's her face that does Serafim from Baja California? Oh my God, I'm spacing out on the winery, but I mean, there are some really amazing Mexican wines out there. Brian says the Lacheto Blanc de Zinfandel from Costco is a great warm weather sipper and around 130 pesos. Thank you for that suggestion. Enjoy your program so much. I bought a condo in PV and today's my birthday, Jerome. Happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday, Jerome. Thank you very much for enjoying the broadcast. Let's see what else we have. What is the name of the newish wine and beer shop in or near Versalles? Good place for Mexican wines. Yes, it is. And it is La Bodega de Tony. That is our friend Antonio Mora's wine bar and shop and eatery. He has been a wine purveyor here in Puerto Vallarta for a long, long time. And he is a very trustworthy person and a super nice man. So, Christy, when you come to Puerto Vallarta, that's definitely in the list of things that you may want to consider while you are visiting. Maybe we can go together. And this, my friends, brings us to the end of today's broadcast. I am so happy to have shared a few moments with you. Today is Wednesday. I gotta go manage a musical earworm that I may present to you tomorrow if all goes well. And otherwise get busy with other things. And of course, oh my God, the end of Succession is coming up this weekend. What are we going to watch afterwards? And I've decided we need to get caught up with my watching because there's a lot of articles on the series out there that mention it. Can you put that on the show notes about the new wine shop? I could, Paula, but you could, of course, also go to the Versalles for Foodies map where it is located, and you will have no problem finding it there. And I think that's it. We're done with today's broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope to see you again soon, maybe even tomorrow. Have a great day.